Hello and welcome. This is my BPT1501 assignment 6, student number 6760237, and this is a poem written and recorded by me for an intermediate phase classroom. He sat in the classroom. He felt he was alone, till the noisy bell would yell and tell him to go home. He'd open up his books, convince himself to try. He'd find his book was empty and his motivation had run dry. He did this every day. He willed himself to school, but the voice inside his brain had him convinced he was a fool. He couldn't pay attention. He didn't understand why the teacher didn't notice that he never rose his hand. The letters looked like numbers and the numbers looked like lines. He never wrote a single word, and the teachers were unkind. They called him things like troublemaker, idiot, and worse. But how was it his fault if he couldn't read the words? He resigned himself to his fate. He'd never pass the grade, and every night at bedtime, for a better brain he prayed. It was a day like this again. Staring out the window then, a smiling face came up to him and took him by the hand. She asked him if he'd mind to stay. She asked about his failing grade. She wondered if he'd be okay. She came up with a plan. He told her of the number lines. He mentioned how the letters fly around the page. He asked her why he couldn't understand. Dyslexia, she said to him. He looked at her aghast. You're not dumb, she quickly spoke. You're just a little lost. She found he was intelligent. He just couldn't write the test. I can draw though, he exclaimed, but what about the rest? Come to me each day at 10. I'll help you with your work. We'll do a little practice test. The boy began to perk. Weeks had passed since that first day. The boy renounced his failing grade. He felt much better by the day, and his teachers began to see it. His ugly thoughts about himself started to feel like someone else. The lovely teacher that gave him help made sure that he believed it. The hopelessness had faded, and his parents were elated, and he decided years later that he wanted to become famous. The little boy left for school with a big smile on his face. Never again will he hang his head in disgrace. I'm smart, he would say. I can even read. All thanks to Mrs. Teacher, I can now succeed.